180 Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude?
2,000 feet.
Hi, Wycliffe Barrett, Xplane Dedicated. Today I'm just going to do an ordinary vlog because I've been doing the beginner's guides for the last week. I thought I'd just do a short vlog based on a question that I was asked a couple of weeks ago when I did the live Q&A. And that question was, tell us a little bit about yourself. But let me just say, first of all, you know me, my name is Wycliffe Barrett. My first name, Wycliffe, is 12th century Old English, and Barrett is Scottish apparently. I was born in Bolton in Lancashire in the United Kingdom in 1954, February 1954. So if you're quick with maths, you will have worked out that I'm actually 61. I'm going to be 62 in a few weeks' time. So that, I wonder, am I the oldest vlogger, YouTube creator there is or not? I doubt it. I suspect there are people older than me. But anyway, I've had a really interesting life. I know it sounds crazy, but if I was to die tomorrow, I'd be very happy. I've had a number of careers, and I suppose my early life, I started off and I was working in retail, so I used to be in the retail trade. And at the same time as being in the retail trade at a young age of 15, I also became a disc jockey. And it was a great time, a great period of my life, because Northern Soul was predominantly being played at that time, or soul music. And I worked in a number of clubs and discotheques throughout the northwest of the UK, and I became quite well known for it at the time. And that was from the late 60s right up until the early 80s. In fact, I spent a few years living in Corfu in Greece as a DJ and worked in a club called the Albatross in Ipsos. And from Corfu I decided to come back home after 2.5 years. And I was on my way back to Bolton, and I stopped off here in Cardiff in Wales just for a weekend to visit some people, and I never really left. Cardiff is now my home, and I consider Wales to be my home, although deep in my heart I am still a Lancashire lad. In Cardiff I was a DJ at a very famous club in Cardiff city centre, and I met people like Mary Wilson and Boy George, all before they made it onto the charts. I was lucky enough to meet Sir Richard Burton on one occasion at a theatre premiere. I've had a really varied and exciting life. But then I took a real change and I became a local government worker. I won't say in what particular field, but I worked in local government in Cardiff for 30 years, right up until the age of 60. When I retired, which was a year last Christmas. I was very heavily involved in the trade union movement, and I believe in workers' rights strongly. I spent 10 years trying to get into Westminster as an MP and into the Welsh Assembly as an AM. I was the president of the National Race Committee of the General Municipal Boilermakers and Allied Trade Union. And for the last 20 years, I've been a simmer, a gamer. If you could see around my study, there is nothing in here to do with work. It's all to do with fun and play. My grandchildren think I'm the coolest granddad there is because I play games. I've got an Xbox One, and I've also got my own YouTube channel. And I love what I do. I love flight simming. I love being a controller on VATSIM, a member of staff on VATSIM, and I just want to give back to the community that has given me so much pleasure. And so that's why I created Xplane Dedicated. That's why I created Xplane Dedicated Design Group, and we have those great people in there working in there creating sceneries for the Xplane community. People like Richard Elliott, Emma Bentley, GMGK1, Vittorio Greco, and a number of others whose names I cannot remember. And I did all of that to give back to the community, to promote Xplane to start off with, but then I realised that it was getting bigger and it was growing, so it's giving back to the community. And Xplane Dedicated is based on one simple principle, and that's members helping members. And I hope that we can keep that principle and drive that principle forward into the future. So that's a little bit about me. Oh, one thing that I'm really into, and I think you all know this anyway, but I'm very much into these guys, into drones, and I've got four or five drones, and I've got a Phantom DJI and an Andromeda Vista and all sorts. Anyway, that's something else. I like my hobbies, and I can be a little bit obsessive and a bit compulsive about them, but anyway, why not? I just thought I would do a quick review of something because I haven't reviewed anything for a long time, and what I'd like to review is Tom Knudsens Xplane Library Installer. This is a fantastic piece of kit. As you well know, developers of sceneries like myself and others, when we create our sceneries, we use lots of object libraries. There are so many object libraries, it's now getting really difficult for you, the end user, to find them all. What Tom Knudsen has done, he's created this little application whereby you click on it, it finds all the libraries that are now available, and it will install them automatically into your custom scenery folder. This one little application saves so much work. It saves me a lot of work as a developer looking for objects, and it will certainly save you, the end user, countless ages looking for libraries. So Tom Knudsen's Xplane Library Installer, you can get it from xplane.org, like a lot of stuff we use, and it's free. It doesn't even install into Xplane. All you do is you download it, you run the executable, you just follow the dialog box through, and it will install stuff into your custom scenery library folder, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that's a small one from me. I am going to talk about, in a couple of days' time, I'm going to talk about the NVIDIA Inspector and what that does for Xplane. And there's a big question mark around that. So I'm going to look into that, and I'll get right back to you. As always, Wycliffe Barrett, Xplane dedicated here. We'll see you soon. Cheerio. Yeah.